Hello! Today we take a look at The Cub, which was recently released for the Nintendo Switch. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. The Cub can be described as a dystopian platform game where reflexes and good timing can be decisive for your survival. A major ecological disaster has forced humans to leave Earth to instead colonize the planet Mars. In the aftermath of a destroyed planet, we find a boy who has managed to survive against all odds. We now get to follow his journey through a desolate world where he must constantly run and hide from astronauts who have returned from Mars. Yeah, the people from Mars seem to have evil intentions and are doing everything to capture the boy. Will they succeed? Or can the boy stay hidden? What I want to highlight is that a lot is explained with a good flow. You will see a number of cutscenes that tell you how and why things are the way they are. Sometimes you also find books and articles that tell about dramatic events or make references to fictional people such as the famous CEO Jeff Bezos or companies like Fakebook or Goopgle. But the overall impression is that it's easy to keep up with what is going on, and it can be worth finding all the information scattered throughout the game, as it adds some depth to the narrative. What I find interesting is that the gameplay and the narrative are connected in a rather clever way. All the information you find and all the cutscenes are mixed together with the gameplay itself. This creates a natural flow of story and two-dimensional action throughout the game. So let's look at the boy's abilities. Overall, there are few surprises. You can jump and double jump, you can slide and crawl. But sometimes you have to destroy rubble by tackling, and you can push and pull objects. That basically sums up what you can expect, but I want to point out that the world is filled with things to interact with, and that makes the gaming experience more enjoyable. You can ride minecarts, jump between vines, jump on trampolines, and do some other things. In fact, it's the interaction with the world itself that I consider the game's main selling point. The developers did a great job here, no doubt. Sure, a lot of what you do in the game involves running from left to right and jumping between platforms, but every now and then you come across an obstacle or challenge that makes everything more interesting. Personally, I found the running and jumping to be quite boring and predictable, but when I occasionally faced other challenges, that's when the game was at its best. So maybe it's fair to say that the game is a good mix of parkour and unpredictable challenges. I just mentioned the boy's abilities. I would like to add that the control overall feels relatively smooth to use. It feels good to run and jump between platforms, which is the main activity of the game, but sometimes you have to jump between branches, and here it feels like it's excessively difficult to get it right. That is to say, the various elements feel unbalanced in relation to each other. Why is it so easy to jump between platforms, but much harder to jump from branch to branch without falling down and dying? And then we have this game's big problem. On the Nintendo Switch, you will basically experience frame rate issues from minute 1 until you are done. That was my first thought when I played the game, that this felt hard to play, so I did some tests. And very true, the frame rate should be 60 FPS, but as you can see for yourself, it drops noticeably, down towards the 30 mark. And that's exactly what it's like to play this game, a constant sense of frame rate issues. And the fact was that I had to rest from time to time when my eyes hurt. Now, this game is available for both Xbox and PlayStation and possibly runs better on other consoles, but on the Nintendo Switch, this is a problem that needs to be fixed immediately. When it comes to the visuals, I still have to say that the developers did a very nice job of creating gloomy but atmospheric environments. A heavy use of parallax scrolling gives a nice depth regardless of whether you are in deep forests or have cities in the background. And the strength lies in the fact that the different parts, backgrounds and foregrounds usually blend together in a neat way. In addition, the environments are varied. Sometimes you run through the underworld and sometimes high up in the sky. So put together, we are talking about an adventure that moves the player through a rich variety of places, which helps the game feel fresh most of the time. There's a certain unpredictability. You never know what's coming next, something I appreciate when I play a game. The Cub is a relatively entertaining adventure game with a rich story and engaging gameplay. I don't want to exaggerate and claim that it revolutionizes the platform scene in any way, but the gameplay offers mechanics beyond the jumping and running, which adds to the game's entertainment value. It's a fairly short adventure game. It should be possible to get through in a couple of hours. I played through the game twice, and each time I died, I respawned quickly and easily, without having to redo much. I see this as a positive. Unfortunately, the experience is limited by an unacceptable frame rate, something that the developers should fix as soon as possible. And if they fix the problem, we have a platform game that is actually quite solid and fun to play. I would also like to add that the difficulty level is fairly even throughout the game. However, what makes it interesting is that the difficulty can look different depending on the gameplay. Sometimes you need good timing when you jump, sometimes you need to avoid angry wasps or astronauts. The game offers different challenges that can all be difficult in their own way, but I don't think they are impossible by any means. Rather, there is a trial and error aspect to the game, and with a little practice most things should be manageable. So is this game a recommendation? Yeah, this is a good game, but they need to fix the frame rate as soon as possible. With that said, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up. I review new games every week. Have a good day. See ya!